Okay, I'm going to do a little review on this particular book here, Field Guide to Lichens of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The park is located at that little red dot, and so that actually covers a wide range of habitats, and you can see that lichens found in the park are also, there's the map for all of North America. So that makes it useful broadly. And I'm going to say that the La Prairie group, which is always challenging, the keys are in the back here, but La Prairias are always challenging because there's really not much to go on. For example, of course, that's not even a bad one necessarily. So La Prairias and La Prairia relatives are covered very well. So I think this is probably a better one for the eastern side of North America and Canada. So, but the drawback is some of the maps, like this one right here, is more than a little bit off. So I've done 2 videos on this, and it's very distinctive, but I've collected it up here and here, which you'll notice are not red. And it's very distinctive, so there's a microhabitat thing going on with lichens. So this is a rotting wood in a swamp sort of thing. And I've seen a couple of examples of interesting maps that just don't really cover it. Most of the maps are pretty good, but some of them just don't cover it. And if it's not in the park, it's certainly not in here. So this is a very reasonable reference. They actually do key to species in the big key rather than having a big key and then you have to go to the genus, which is not always the easiest thing. And they go by the Harris orientation, where you need to look at the spores now and again. So that's really not a good field characteristic, but it is a very decent way of looking at lichens, but back in the lab. So you're going to need a compound microscope and actually a micrometer to even attempt that. But you can identify it down to actual species using the key, in which, pros and cons to that. If you make one mistake, then, you got to start at the very beginning, rather than make a mistake at the beginning of the genus, and then you have to go back to the genus rather than starting from scratch. So the area, the Smoky Mountains, are very rich. Quite a few things there. So this is a very decent key, and I'm going to say they did go into detail with new things like the La Prairias. I think they might be a little thin on a couple of things. I will say the Usnea stringosa, they have that habit of naming lichens and giving them colorful and interesting names. And, that's fine and dandy. Like this one is called Monster Eyes. And one of my favorites, stringosa, is Chigger Thicket. And I'm not sure if it appreciates that name. But anyway, there's a number of things that are kind of sort of like that. But anyway, yeah, earmuffs. So, that seems to be a thing nowadays. So there's a couple of keys doing that, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, this is a good one for the lichen library.